Savior, Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. I'm going to give thanks to Pastor Mario Bramick of New Wine Ministries and Pastor Ed for bringing us here tonight. My name is Mena and I'm a prophetess and leader at Faithful Walk Healing Ministries, based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Been in ministry this is my 8th year. We have home churches in 7 other locations in 3 different time zones. Tonight, I want to share several things with you all. A lot of you all, or most people who either heard me, either they tune into my Bible studies because we have an interactive Bible study every Thursday night at 7. We have Watchmen on the Wall that I do every 7th Friday. I've been doing that for 3 years. And also too, I have a YouTube channel. And recently in May, I was invited by Rick Wiles to do a True News interview for him on part 1 and 2. I don't remember what dates they were. It was in the beginning of May. In regards to what the Lord had given me earlier this year in January and February and April, regarding what's coming to this nation. So we'll go over a few of those things tonight. I'm going to try to jump in order. I'm trying to move real quickly in regards to that. But my purpose of why I'm here in this earth at this time and season, is to awaken a dead church. That is the purpose of why God has called me forth in these last days. That is my assignment. That is not a very pretty assignment. Because the majority of the church is dead, unfortunately. So it's a task. It's a task. I don't go out and give pretty prophecies. I mean, I'm not saying that God doesn't use me to give words of encouragement and blessings to people, because he does. But it's serious business right now. And it's too much fluff going on. So I don't deal with fluff. I'm very candid. So I'm going to talk to you all about a few things. I'm going to go in order real quick. There's 3 things I want to share with everyone. I'm going to start from the oldest and move forward. 3 words that the Lord had given me regarding the church, regarding the sleeping church. So first I want to open up and say that the Lord actually gave me a dream, specifically on July 29th of 2014. He gave me a dream regarding the church. Now, I've been sharing this is my 3rd day ministering, so some of the people who have been following us along the last 3 days are going to hear some things repeated, but that's okay. January 29th of last year, the Lord gave me a dream that I came into a church. It's actually almost the size as this. And it was divided into 3 sections. And I was sitting in church, and it was packed. And everyone was seated waiting for the speaker to come, but the speaker never came. And it was me and my children in the dream, and the place was so packed that there were no seats for us to sit together, so they had to find sporadic seats that were scattered throughout the church for us to sit down. So we all kind of got seated in different areas. They set me on the aisle next to a man, and I sat there and I waited. We were all looking in front of the church. No one ever came. Time went by, and I began to hear this rumble. The rumble was so great that the floor began to vibrate. The very pews that I was sitting in began to vibrate underneath me. And I got scared. I stood up and I said, "What's going on? What is that sound? What's going on?" And someone yelled and said, "Oh, it's just the air conditioning unit." I sat back down and I thought to myself, that can't be the air conditioning unit. That sound is coming from outside. So I quickly got up and I went through these glass doors to the church to go outside to see where this sound was coming from. When I went outside, I looked up the street and to my right, and I saw a massive black cloud that was forming a massive black tornado. And I'm talking miles wide. And it was forming, and it was headed straight for the direction of the church. And about 4 or 5 people or so came out with me, like they followed me out because they too heard the sound. And when they saw the same storm that I saw, they began to panic, and they wanted to run the opposite direction. But I quickly grabbed the people and told them, no, they needed to go back into the church because that was the safest place. We got back into the church, and I began warning the people. I began yelling and shouting and telling the people in this church that the storm was approaching. But no one listened. I kept saying, we have to get down. We have to get down underground. We have to go into the bunkers. And only a few people began to stir, and they said, well, maybe she's onto something. But most people say, it's just the air conditioning unit. Finally, after shouting and screaming and running up and down the aisles, I grabbed my children. I was like, it's time to go. And I started seeing some people begin to get up and follow us. But it was roughly about a third. These massive doors opened up where the stage was. It's like storm doors that they have like in the Midwest. Massive doors opened up for us to go down below to be safe. But again, only about a third of the church went with us. And the doors closed. And the dream ended. And when I woke up from this dream, I prayed and I went before the Lord and I said, Lord, what? You got to give me some interpretation. I understood the interpretation. I said, Lord, is there anything else you want to share with me? What is it that you're showing me? And the Lord spoke to me, and this is what he said. He said, what you saw represents a storm of demonic activity and persecution coming to the church. The majority of the church is blinded and unaware of the destruction coming their way. They believe that it can't happen to them, or that it won't happen to this nation. But it is coming, and behold, it is already here. Those who are wise will be alert and will hear my voice for instruction. I will keep my bride safe. Not everyone who is in the church is my bride. Not everyone who claims to know me actually belong to me.
Say that.
Many say it, but their hearts are dark. Minds are filled with filth and perversion, and their robes are stained with the desires of the world, pride, arrogance, greed, gossip, and deception.
Come on now.
It is time to awaken from their drunken slumber. Warn the church, the bridegroom cometh, but only for those who are holy. Come on. Now that was July last year. Put it out on my blog, it's still there. I had to go look it up today to put the right words down. February 22nd of this year, the Lord began speaking to me about catastrophe coming to this nation. That's where most of the people started hearing me on Rick Wiles and YouTube and what have you. The Lord began talking to me about making preparations, physical preparations, storing up food, water. He told me that a recession within a recession was coming to this country. Total economic collapse. Last year I saw a vision of a black horse. You know, the black horse in Revelation with the scales represented a day's wages for a loaf of bread. Inflation, food shortage. Riding across the calendar, when he began to travel across the months of September, October, November, and December. The Lord began giving me words going into from September of this year, which is what we're in now, through the end of next year, 2016. What he gave me was for this nation specifically. There are many things the Lord had given me last year that was for the world. I have a compilation of things that was on a video of the things that the Lord has given me that has come to pass. But when he began speaking to me in February of this year, it was specifically for the United States of America and the church within the United States of America. So both. This is what he gave me on February 22nd. And he told me when I wrote this time,